So tonight, thousands of federal workers are adjusting to a new normal, if you will. Many of them were expected to return to office today under President Trump's new executive order to end remote work.
Now, not all the agencies came back today, but a good chunk of the workers at Washington Navy Yard did. And that is where we find our Matthew Torres. Matthew, you spoke to some workers who are pretty concerned about this change.
Yeah, several employees I spoke to didn't even want to go on camera out of fear of retaliation. But those who did speak to us off camera say this change is going to be a huge adjustment, one that's not going to be easy for a lot of people. Right now, this is what traffic is looking like at the Washington Navy Yard in Southeast. People who work here are on different shifts, so they don't all arrive or leave at the same time. But this morning, we saw the worst of the traffic. It was bumper to bumper. One employee says those who could not get into one of the coveted 4,000 parking spots here on the grounds resorted to other parking garages nearby. But he claims the money to pay to park does not get reimbursed. Nearly 17,000 employees were expected to return to the Navy Yard today. Another worker says he woke up at 3:30 this morning to get ready and catch the bus all the way from Waldorf. That commute took about an hour and a half, and he says he's been waking up at 3:30 a.m. for 2 weeks now in preparation for today. Meanwhile, businesses nearby are very excited to see workers returning to office. One of them is La Famosa. It opened in the middle of the pandemic when most federal workers were remote.
We're really excited about it. I think it's good for the neighborhood in the area to have those guests come back, all those workers to come back. And it's good for the businesses here that can come support us.
Now, we are speaking to other employees as well who push back on the idea that just because they were working remotely does not mean they were working as hard. In some cases, they say they were even working more hours. Now, officials are reminding people the best options, if you can, take public transportation or even carpooling. And we spoke to one gentleman who traveled by train all the way up here from Caroline County, Virginia. That is south of Fredericksburg. But again, what officials are trying to work through now, navigating with the limited parking space, knowing that you have nearly 17,000 employees returning to office, guys.
That's a long, long commute from Caroline County. All right, thank you, Matthew.
Yeah.